All right, Ian,
Patrick, we have a Patreon. And get there, you go to patreon.com/CU podcast. What do you get at the Patreon, you might ask? Well, for your money in dollars, you get the full video podcast. Full video podcast. You get to I do a hangout every month. This past week was fun. I got to see Lisa and Tom and Ty and Alan. It was good times.
Weekly writing?
I do writing. Do writing every week. And you get to vote on a little poll topic here. What did we have this week? Don't worry, Pat. I'm gonna tell them. I'm gonna tell them what their choices were this week. Their choices this week were coming in third place with 21% of the vote. 21. Besides Super Mario 35, what retro games could make a good battle royale game? 23%. 23. What do you miss about gaming conventions? And 56% favorite spooky Halloween themed games.
Woo! Is this for me to answer first?
Go for it.
Okay, well, I've done multiple videos, Pat the Anspa videos of Halloween themed games in the past, of course. I'll start with Splatterhouse Wanpaku Graffiti.
It's a great game.
On the Famicom. It's fantastic. It's obviously, was it Chibi version of Splatterhouse? Cartoony.
Super deformed.
Super deformed. Is that what Chibi means? And it's an adorable, it's a actually very well controlling action platformer, action game. You have your little hatchet. You chop zombies, into pieces. And there's cameos of Michael Jackson doing a Thriller dance with zombies in a Dracula outfit. And it's really, really a fun game, and you understand why that didn't come out in the U.S. because there were so many callbacks to horror movie franchises in that game, so it was never going to come out here. You wish they could have done it here, but it's too violent for a game that would come out in the U.S. Too many licensing issues potentially with other things going on there. That's one. Another one is I like Chiller, as goofy and bad as it plays. I like Chiller for just it's an art. It's like an esoteric artifact on the NES. Unlicensed game, not easy to find. 2-player zapper action that does not work because me and you have tried that in past NES marathons, and because it doesn't register more than two. You can't register more than one shot at a time. So it's like, okay, you shoot. Then I shoot.
Bad.
But the game wouldn't even register a zapper and hitting the button at the same time. It didn't even handle that. They couldn't even handle that for some reason. Couldn't handle 2 shots at the same time. So that's a good one as well. To me, what other Halloween ones did I do that were pretty decent? Jesus Christ, one of the Haunting on Sega Genesis.
The Haunting starring Poltergeist?
Starring Poltergeist is an amazing game, especially for the time. Amazing concept of going around scaring an awful family, the husband, wife, son, and daughter, scaring them out of the house with inventive, well-animated, sometimes gory scares. I cannot think of another game that's like that.
No, neither can I. It was very unique.
And that's why when you look at, I've said in my review with the floating Frank head, which is one of my crowning achievements. It was so goofy. That was like 2014. I don't know why that sticks in my head. That while I talked about the Genesis games trying to do things differently, and they did. And EA at the time was trying to do things differently. They had all different. Basically, EA was an umbrella company still that they were still trying different things and had hands off of certain, smaller, I guess dev groups. And you could not picture The Haunting being a console game today. You just being like a mainstream release, you just wouldn't picture that. It'd be more like a cute little indie game, but not a console game. So The Haunting to me really stands out, and that game probably goes for something now. It went for something at the time, 6 years ago.
I think it's like 40. I think it's like 50 complete. I'd say 40 or 50 complete.
Surprised it's only that amount.
It's one of those games that I'm always surprised isn't going for more, but I don't know.
Let's see. $60 with with the manual not complete. What's a complete? For some reason, some of these games it's hard to find complete. It's always like missing the manual or missing the box there. I'm going to think any other more modern Halloween themed games or ones. Let's see. Any on the Super Nintendo that were scary or spooky? Zombies Ate My Neighbors? I like that game. I'm not like hardcore Zombies Ate My Neighbors. It's okay to me. I'm not like, okay, it's fine.
It's fun.
I don't see the big deal of other people do with that game. I don't have the love for that as much. And what about you, Ian? While I try to think more. What's
I mean, so the one that I've been thinking of, these aren't necessarily Halloween themed games, but spooky games, scary games. One that I've been playing, it's still in early access, but I had been waiting for it to come out for a long time. It came out about a year ago. It's World of Horror on the PC. It's by the developers Panstaz. It is a one-bit roguelite horror game. All the graphics are black and white 1-bit graphics. It looks a lot like, in terms of like what it was maybe emulating. The layout looks a lot like the layout and the graphics look a lot like the early Mac ventures, Shadowgate, Uninvited, Deja Vu, when they were originally made for the Macintosh computer, and all the graphics were in black and white. It's a really good game. It's spooky. It's very like eldritch horror, fear of the unknown sort of deal. And basically you control, people who have to stop the old gods from destroying the world. And to do that, you go through I think it's like 6 semi-randomly generated challenges to get keys to unlock a lighthouse. And it's incredibly effective at being frightening. Also, I get really into the Castlevania games every year around Halloween.
Yeah, I should say, that counts as because it has all the monsters in it. Sure.
Yep. So I've been playing some of those again. I've been playing the first one again. I've been playing Rondo of Blood again. But what I really want to do is download the patched version of Castlevania 2 and play through it, because I really like Castlevania 2, and it
fixes the little puzzle stuff.
There's definitely problems in Castlevania 2, but I do want to I want to play the patched version that slows down the day-night cycle, and then retranslates some of the text so that the clues make sense. When
it slows down the cycle. I mean, it elongates it. I thought it speeds up the transition, right?
From what I understand, it slows down how often it changes.
I think it also speeds up the transition.
It speeds up the transition, but I could be wrong, but I thought it also halved the amount of times it switches, but I could be wrong. It might just
a double delay.
It might just speed up the transition.
Gotcha.
So I've been thinking I might want to play that this Halloween. So that's kind of where I'm at. And then a horror game that I always mention that I would love to play this year, but I don't feel like hooking my 360 back up, is Condemned: Criminal Origins on the 360. That one took me by surprise. It's a first-person horror game, but it's not like a lot of guns. It's almost all like with your fists and with hand-to-hand weapons. So the monsters are constantly getting up in your face, and you have to learn to deflect and attack back. It's a very gets your adrenaline going. And there's some really good set pieces in that game.
You know what? It's not directly Halloween, but it's spooky. The Nightmare on Elm Street NES game, to me, is underrated a little bit.
Sure,
a little bit, because it's genuinely like tense when you hear the beat that Freddy's going to be coming. You have to get the radio to wake up.
Yep.
Creepy, kind of weird looking Freddy machinations of designs. There's like 4 different Freddy creatures that kind of are gruesome. And when you see Freddy for the first time, you do holy crap, because he's powerful. He has the glove. He claws at you, and you have to power up to have a chance. And it's challenging. So. Yeah, that
really
game,
not that bad of a game.
No. I think I gave it a positive review in a certain NES guidebook. I think I reviewed that one. Now I have issues with the Friday 13th NES game still. I still think that one is too cumbersome with the map. That one.
I mean, that'll always be the game that I think is a great idea that was executed poorly. That could have been a very good game.
Oh yeah, that would be a hack of that would be interesting if they could fix that.
I always think that there's going to be one, and I don't think there is.
Not enough interest in that. What about the Friday 13th game, the indie game that came out? What was it, like 4 years ago at this point? 3 years ago. That looked fun. I watched a lot of gameplay videos of that.
It is fun.
Unfortunately, the few times I tried to play it, I couldn't get into a game. There was like server issues still.
They fixed a lot of that. I mean, so it's still out there.
Because I know you hooked me up with that, and we never got a chance to play it. Maybe we should do that at some point.
Yeah, maybe.
Do it. Because I know that, is that still supported, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah. They added different costumes and things and different powers. Spring Break clothing pack on Steam for $1.99. Okay, I don't need that. That was interesting because I know there was Dead by Daylight, which is the same genre, but that has a very, very well, you're gonna be killed feel of a game where you really do feel powerless at times. From all the gameplay I watched, Jason is a hulking beast that you can't really take on, so you're constantly running away, and it is kind of fearful when you're playing that. So I think they got the mood right for that game.
Indeed.
Yeah. You still?
I haven't played it recently. I've been wanting to go back to that, or I want to try Dead by Daylight. That's the other big.
Didn't they get Mike Myers for Dead by Daylight? They got the skin for Mike Myers.
They did. Yep.
So there you have it. Yeah, we covered that a lot when it came out. We were excited about that. That seems like it was longer than 3 years ago for some reason. That seems like that was way in the past. It seems like it was 7 years ago already. 2017 seems so far long ago for some reason.
It really does. Way too long ago.
Pre Castle Country, 2017. All right. Well, I think we covered a good amount of stuff. Without retreading.
We did
on that one. So yeah, patreon.com/CU podcast, or you can join us on YouTube. But you can't vote on YouTube, but you get everything early.